Previously on Dances with Dice, our heroes rest and relax and recover, but the outside world comes to greet them. What new dangers and challenges await our heroes as they take the steps towards their future? This week on Dances with Dice.
All right. So, Theo. Obviously, we've been doing the downtime a little bit out of order, so this is kind of going to take place both before and after the moment we just had happen, because of just how downtime functions. So, Theo, we are going to return to you, and more importantly...
Fuck you, Felix. You don't get any screen time. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I love you, Felix.
Theo, we return to your first day. Your first day as a worm speaker. You awake in the morning. You arrive at the Great Hall. Dashgarm is waiting there with
I thought we already did my first day where I read a book.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We totally did. We're on to proper training now. I'm sorry. Thank you for
I read a very cool book, and then I found out that the man in my head, I almost said Gortash. Bargash. Yeah, Gortash was like, no,
that's not right.
But Bargash, that he didn't like Bargash, or he thought Bargash was annoying.
He thought Bargash was a bad student. Yes. All right, you're right. It's not your first day. It is. We'll say it's your first week. Dashgarum, he starts the week with specifically a lot of draconic history. And it isn't until about an hour in you realize, oh wait, I've read all of this. Like I know all this. Like I'm a dragon nerd. I read all this. It then takes you another 45 minutes to get the courage to raise your hand. And he stops for a moment. He's like, you have a question, Theo?
I've read this.
What?
I've read this.
He gets down off of like his dais and like comes. You have read a history. You have read a history of draconic biology, volumes 1 through 7, and the supplemental literature.
You met my mom?
Yes,
my mom.
She's a psychopath.
Uh-huh. And
he stops for a moment.
Yeah, we're all on the same page, I see. I'm Cockney, I'm uncultured.
Okay,
Sorry.
Get
back into the accent.
He puts Nori onto your lap. She's now about the size of like maybe a 3-month-old golden retriever puppy. Still weighs like 80
she went
pounds.
From being the size of a horse to a puppy?
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You're right. We did all of that. You're right. Sorry. No, she's
sorry.
He sort of
Did you think she was? Is that what it was happening in the last episode? You thought she was the size of a puppy, and that's why she couldn't fly?
No. We're jumping around time periods, so I have 6 timelines in my head all going off at the same time right now. You will have to forgive me.
Time is a weird soup.
I'm strumming the timelines like I'm trying to play Wonderwall, and nothing is happening right now. So he sort of like pats Nori on the head, and it's like, you two go get to know each other a little better. I have to rewrite 3 centuries of dragon rider training. Talk to you tomorrow. And he walks into he just walks off. It's like, Like Nori is kind of like looking at him go, like whips her head back to you. What was that about?
I guess he was upset that I already read a book.
I mean, he didn't seem upset. Like, I can, oh yeah, you're not a dragon, right? You can't hear his feelings.
No, I can't. I cannot hear his feelings.
Oh, okay. Here. And she's going to press her snout to your forehead. And you feel this rush of almost overpowering emotion, like to the point where like you almost instantaneously get a headache, but you kind of push through it. And you can feel, you realize that Nori is sharing the full breadth and width of all of her senses and emotions with you. So you can smell like a rabbit like a couple miles away in the forest somewhere. You can hear birds like circling above the castle. You can you're overwhelmed almost for about a half a second until there's this like insane pressure that's like kind of like pushing everything down, and you feel and then finally the pressure leaves and you feel this like weight lifted off your shoulders, and it's almost like you're floating as you feel for the first time in your life pure raw oh god, what's the word? Not gratitude, but almost awe. You're feeling I'm sorry, respect. You're feeling, it's like you're like it's almost like you've got an IV of just respect just flowing through every pore, every vein, every fiber of your
respect. Inject respect right into my veins. Respecting women.
As you feel this flow, and you realize for a moment it's like where it's coming from, and you can sense this outside connection to another being of immense power. And you can finally tell it's like, oh, Dashgaram's impressed with you. You said you would walk the walk, and you have. He was not ready for that. And then Nori pulls her like snout away, and it's like, yeah, you'll learn how to do that eventually, I think, probably.
I just put my nose on somebody and I'll be able to share emotions?
No. That helps because you don't know how to do it yet, and you and I are, connected, and we're together. Like we're one mind, technically, kinda, sorta. But what you'll eventually be able to do is you'll eventually just be able to spread your mind, kind of like like feelers, and you'll be able to just do that. It's one of the fun things that you get to learn about.
Cool.
Yeah.
Detect thoughts on command. Well, that would be helpful. I'm not the best at reading people, so having little hints like that always helps.
Oh yeah. Well, it won't work on everybody. Like most people, especially like kind of people in your line of work, like adventurers or things like that, they've kind of because they've got be so on edge and alert at all times. They kind of usually form like natural defenses against things. But like if you just meet somebody at a bar and you're not sure, like if they're cool or not, and like they're hitting on you or something, like yeah, you could totally do something there. But Nori's gonna look at you and it's like, well, like I said, Theo, we're technically one mind, technically. So like, I have been learning from you, just being able to kind of like peruse your mindscape and like learn about you as you, and it's less for me because like you say, I wasn't born too long ago, but like you could feel all my emotions and things, I guess. And that there's a connection right there. Like for example, your mom is really mean. That is definitely something that I have gotten from that head of yours. She's pretty mean.
Yes. Yeah, she's not very nice.
Oh, you love her.
I don't want to.
Do I?
I don't want to.
But you want to love me, right?
Could you repeat that?
Oh, sorry. But you want to love me, right?
I do love you.
Right, but you said but the way you just said it made it sound like love isn't a choice. So just because you love me doesn't mean you like me.
I do like you. You haven't done anything to make me not like you.
Oh, good.
And like
Good,
you
good,
said,
good,
you're
good.
part of me. If I don't love you, then
Well, yeah, but I've also been poking around in your head, and you don't like yourself all that much either.
I
Is that something you don't want to talk about right now?
think I'm pretty. I'm fine. Great. I love myself. We don't need to get into that. I've made mistakes. I've there are wrongs that I have a duty to right.
Okay. Okay. I will do my best not to poke around your head without permission.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will do my best to not, when I get to that part, not poke around your head without permission.
Oh, you won't be able to if I don't want you to. I'm a
Oh,
dragon.
okay, cool. Oh, you know what? Fair.
Though she looks around and is like, Grandpa was kind of supposed to like teach us a couple of things today, and then you gave him an existential crisis. I'm sure that won't be the last time that happens, but part of what you were supposed to learn today was how to feed me.
Yes, I believe you were supposed to have 1.5 horses every 3 days. Or the equivalent of 1.5 horses every 3 days.
Not you're right. No, it's like no, not feed me, but like she kind of like motions to like your hands, like, and then like in your head you get a flash of like magical energy. Feed me. And then
Okay, Gale.
And then your brain's like, and you look, then your brain clicks for a second. It's like, right, dragons feed off magic. They need magic to survive. You have to give them
Gale of
magic.
Waterdeep. You need a magic boot, Gale of Waterdeep?
Actually, Nori, your name's no longer Nori. It's Gale.
I need a magic shoe.
Could I eat your necklace?
Fucking.
This man will eat your shoes.
Also, why haven't we peer pressured Alex to cosplay Gale?
I'm going to. I'm just waiting for my hair to grow out a little bit more.
So, don't worry. Don't worry, everybody.
It's like, hey. I already had that idea.
You aren't clever. I already thought of it.
Clever.
You don't need to pressure shit.
That's already happening.
And it's like,
Late, motherfucker.
I'm gonna be the buffest Gale ever.
I mean, have you taken Gale's clothes off in game? He's already, for a nerd, he's pretty fucking ripped.
They're all pretty fucking ripped. Are you kidding me?
It's like, why does Gale have a six-pack? You're a fucking nerd.
Because he magicked it. Because fuck you, that's how.
Every morning in camp, you just hear
there are no
Gale
carbs in magic.
Casting disguise self on.
There's no eating magic is a keto diet.
Okay, throw that on a shirt. Let's go. That has to go on a shirt.
There's no carbs in magic.
There's no carbs in a magical item. Gale of Waterdeep. Okay. I'm legitimately gonna throw that in there as like merch ideas. No, Nori looks at you. Nori looks at you. Is like, well, yeah, we're you're now the worm speaker, so it's your job to help ensure that my heart doesn't run out of magic.
All right. So So what do we?
Okay. Let's take. Okay. So I have no idea how this works. I was born 3 days ago.
The one caster in the group is just upstairs drinking a glass of wine, just like falling asleep.
Honk shoe, me.
We've got the box. So
Juice.
I'm just imagining you drinking the boxed wine right from the box.
Absolutely.
It's like, Well, I mean, Grandpa said there's a library. Maybe there's something in the library that'll help us. Let's go to the library.
All right, let's. I want to spend my vacation at the library.
You guys make your way to the library. Again, that same, just like a staggeringly obnoxious number of books just in this.
That is where Felix is taking a drunk nap. You're just gonna like step around him.
Yes.
Okay, we step in. It's just like, oh look, it's Felix.
Hmm.
Why does he have a barrel?
a strawberry.
Why does he have a barrel with him?
Honk shoe me me me.
Honk shoe me me me. He's
Those books can't be comfortable to sleep on.
steps over him. He's resting.
Okay, it's like she's like, okay, I can't. She like motions with like her claws a little bit, like me. I can't really do anything with books, so I'm gonna. Just kind of plops herself down and lays her head in Felix's lap. I'm gonna rest too. Theo,
Little
please
do
roll
we
me.
know she is just siphoning the magic out of him right now.
Theo, please roll me an investigation check with advantage.
Okay. She just lays on top of him.
Just the head.
Oh, with advantage. Yay.
It's like a dog taking a nap on your lap.
Theo's using him to hold books, like she's just piling things on him.
Oh yeah, no, stacking books on him like a cat.
It's only a 12.
Only a 12? Okay. You realize about 10 minutes in, as you're like, it's like, okay, feeding. F sounds like a good place to start. And you go, it's like, okay,
Food.
F. It's like F. F. It's like F-A, H-R, M-C? What? And you pull out a book called Dragon Sightings in the Wild by McCarthy. And it's like every bad UFO book you've ever read. Just like, one night I saw 17 lights floating above my farmstead when the government came out to install some new floating lantern protection measures. Later that day, I smelled smoke. Dragon? Coincidence? You tell me.
Ye old 5G. 5G.
Just like,
named Dragon.
ye old 5G.
Ye old Roswell.
Ye old Roswell. And then it's after that you realize this place hasn't been organized in like 300 years, has it? And then you walk to another shelf and it's like there's no alphabetical system to it whatsoever. It's
Theo cracks her knuckles
She's been waiting
and
for this.
uses her +0 intelligence and
Okay.
starts organizing.
the ADHD has arrived.
She's like, if I'm gonna learn anything, this place needs to be organized.
Okay.
And it needs a new. She invents the fucking. What's the
Dewey
She
Decimal
invents the Dewey Decimal System.
The Theadosia liqueur system has been invented.
You make it not racist.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The non-racist Dewey Decimal System, the Theo system.
Yeah.
THEO will
With her
will come-
+0 intelligence.
We'll come up with an acronym for Theo that will somehow be related to librariness, and we'll call it that. That is something for a different day. Theo, roll me intelligence check and roll me 2 dexterity checks. Actually, no, wisdom, because this would be
Wait.
This would
What?
technically be wisdom. Organization is wisdom, not just
Okay, well,
organization is a wisdom thing, technically.
let me look at my thingy again. My.
You have +2 to wisdom.
Okay, well, I got a 13 for
13.
the
Okay.
wisdom.
Okay.
I don't have a +2 to wisdom. I have +1. Or is it wisdom?
Just a regular wisdom roll.
Regular wisdom, then yeah, it's 12 actually, not 13.
You have
But
a +2 to. I'm looking at your Theo Worm Speaker page. You have a +2 to wisdom.
Worm
Are you
speaker.
on
Oh,
the-
you mean Drake Warden?
Yeah, you're Drake Warden page.
Oh, wrong one.
You're on the wrong character sheet.
I don't think I've fixed this one up quite yet.
Oh, okay.
So I was on the other one. Unless you've
I've already
made this.
got you an acronym for Theo.
Beautiful. What's the acronym for
Text
Theo?
and Historical Educational Organization.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Theo system. The text and historical
I'm gonna need you to put that in the chat.
Hell yes. The Theo system.
I need to.
You know what? Just for how good Theo system is, you retroactively get advantage on your wisdom roll.
Yeah, I definitely need to fix this up. Okay. Okay, so the wisdom roll is now a 15.
Okay, 15 and then 2 dexterity rolls.
The dexterity is. Well, one of them is an 8. The
Okay.
other one is a 16.
Okay. So first like 3 hours you're in there. It's just pure organization. You do the ADHD thing. You're only working the bottom floor because the upper floor is like, fuck it. That's for something later. You do the ADHD thing of you pull down everything off of its shelf. Everything is out of its place. You perfectly organize everything alphabetically. You've got it all laid out on tables and everything, and then like all the shelves are empty. That was your 19 dexterity, and then like he's like, yes, I did it, and then the 8 hits, and then the ADHD hyper focusing ends immediately, and suddenly it's like, oh, I don't want to put all these books back. Oh no. He's like, you did your laundry and then poured it all out onto your bed, and you just ran out of function juice.
Well, she still has it organized in a way where
Yes.
she could come back later, right?
It is organized. And then with that, you as you like finish it, and then like a book that was like kind of like on the side of a table like falls off and like thumps to the ground. At that point, Felix, you jolt awake. You notice there is you can't move at all, and you look down, you've got a sleeping dragon on your lap. She's like,
Honk shoo me me me.
there's big honk shoo me me me, and then you like turn to your right and you see like Theo there standing with a book, and then every book except for the ones you are laying in are all organized and out on the table.
Having fun.
I was. But the juice ran out.
At this point, Nori wakes up like, yeah. Hi, Felix. How was your nap?
Surprisingly good considering the chaos happening around me.
Oh, wow. And like she like stands up and kind of like stretches herself a little bit, and it's like sort of shakes her head a bit. Wow, Theo, you did a great job. Did you find what you needed? The answer is no.
Not necessarily.
The answer is no. It's like, oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, wait. And she looks down and kind of like brushes a book off the pile to the side. It's like, hey, does this look about right? And then in the pile of books that Felix was sleeping on, you see caring for dragons and their magical needs.
Perfect.
Awesome. You read that, and then there's no. I'm gonna. She kind of looks over. It's like, you said all of these are organized, right? Right, Theo?
Yes.
Okay,
They
cool.
should be.
I'm gonna try something.
Oh, okay.
And you watch as she kind of spreads her wings a little bit, and you watch as like each of the little like spines like on like the tips of her wings like little like pop out a little bit, almost like little claws for like a crane. And then you watch as she uses her wings, not unlike cranes, as she reaches over, carefully picks up each organized stack of books and puts them in their proper spot in the library. She does all of this from the center of the room and is able to, in about maybe an hour or so, is able to put away all the books that you laid.
Wonderful.
She looks at you, like, see, teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
Now, not to sound rude, but I'm very hungry.
Oh, okay. Right.
And I'll say during this time you have read through the book. You read that basically the idea is that by using a dragon's heart is not unlike a battery. When it reaches empty, it doesn't die. But the big thing with dragons is their immortality is based off of their magical reserves, as it were. So if the battery in a dragon is empty, they are mortal. They can die of, and that's especially dangerous for dragons because the rules of mortality exist as a universal constant. So like an ancient dragon is thousands of years old. If their battery runs out even for a second, then they will drop dead of old age almost immediately because age will catch up to them at that point. So the most important thing that the book instructs with you is basically ensuring that the dragon's heart is never empty, because a dragon can recover from almost anything so long as they have energy to tap into. There are tales of dragons even regrowing wings by having enough magical energy to be able to pull from. But two very important things happen. As a dragon gets older, their energy requirements become greater. And the time it takes to fill becomes larger. Because again, dragons never technically stop growing. So their hearts increase in size, their energy requirements increase as well. Nori's is very small for a baby dragon. Up until they become, an adult. They only require the equivalent of 3 level 1 spells, 1 level 2 spell and 1 level 1, or a level 3 spell to fully recharge their hearts.
Okay. Whew. Fortunately, now that I am a ranger,
You have magic.
I have spells!
But this is the first spells you've ever cast, so...
Okay, so I went over to my Drake board and I've been poking at it just to try to prep it. She's gonna try to cast just Detect Magic.
Okay.
And Felix is
Please.
laughing at her from a corner. Detect Magic seems like one that I don't know, it's detect it. Ooh.
Okay. No. Absolutely.
It won't hurt if she fucks it up.
Absolutely.
Like,
okay.
What do I wait? What am I rolling?
Intelligence.
That is 17 plus, I think, 0.
Okay, so 17. You feel this rush of energy coming from you, and it's like it's almost like a reverse feeling of your limb coming back awake. Like instead of like the fuzziness kind of spreading from like the tip of like your fingers outward, it spreads from like your core down your arms into your hands, and you're like shaking momentarily, and it's like, all right, you let the words flow from you. You close your eyes momentarily, and then you open them, and then you flashbang yourself because there's a dragon in front of you, and a dragon is constructed almost entirely of magic.
Oopsie daisies.
So it's almost like staring directly at a solar eclipse for half a second, and then you close your eyes again, and it's like, oh, mistake. And then Nori's like, oh, that feels better. Is everything okay, Theo?
Fuck. Yes, everything's. Fuck. Yeah, I'm fine. Hold on. She's got her like hands out in front of her, just.
Felix, you look over this, and you would recognize the first time someone's cast. You've done it before. Every spell user has flashbanged themselves with Detect Magic once in their life. You know exactly what you're seeing here.
Shut up.
It's like when I can see.
When I catch you, Ricky. When I catch you.
Was magic hard for you, sweetheart?
This is the first time I am doing it. I'm used to hitting things. And the most magical I get is a fucking ooze comes out of my body and attacks things, and I'm not even sure what that is.
Sorry about your ooze.
When I catch you, Felix, when I catch you.
Nori kind of puts like her head under your hands, Theo. So like you kind of got legs like, okay. And then about like 5 minutes, and then like 10 minutes later, when the spell wears off, you like open your eyes again. You're seeing stars a little bit, but you can see again. Nori's looking at you, just like that kind of worked. I'm still hungry though. Is there anything else you can try?
Sure. Try something else. Let's try. She tries Hunter's Mark, and she tries to cast it on Felix.
Okay. You watch as appearing on Felix's forehead is a little bullseye, and then floating above his head is a big red arrow pointing down.
It's just like neon, like bing,
Yep.
bing, bing.
And you see Nori kind of do like the cat thing, like they get down on their haunches a little bit and like wiggles. Like, wait, Felix is a friend.
No.
No.
It's like dragon activation noise.
It's just the little butt wiggle.
Oh no, imagine, yeah, dragons definitely act a lot like cats. Like they got the butt wiggle and everything. 100%. She's like, oh, okay. More.
More. Okay,
So I assume you're casting all of these at level 1.
yeah, those two were level 1. How about a pass without a trace, level 2?
Okay. It's just like, where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
Right here.
That was good.
Right here.
That was good magic, yo.
Good magic, yo.
That was good magic, Theo.
Oh, Theo. I thought you said that was good magic, yo. And I was like, thanks.
You're white people.
Was there
Yeah, that's-
was there more than a first level in there?
There was a second level.
Oh, I'm a little full. I'm gonna sleep this. Falls over in the pile of books that Felix was just in, and she's just like hard snoring. You flip through you flip through the book frantically, just like, oh, what did I do? Did I kill my dragon? I just got this.
I just got the dragon.
And then you look at it and you're just like, oh, if overfed, especially young dragons, but if overfed, dragons will naturally become incredibly tired until their battery reorients itself. You gave her 2 level 1s and a level 2, so that is 4.
Oh, oops. Nah.
So she's just got to take a nap for a little bit.
She's gonna sleep so good tonight.
She's a little eepy. She's just a little eepy.
She's just EB. She EB and EB. The missile's EP.
Actually, quite literally, the missile is very tired.
The dragon missile.
It is Neeby and Neeby to Sleepy.
Me.
I will say with that, I mean, you can't move her, so you leave her to nap in the library for a little bit. Both of you are kind of able to. No, you had stood up at all.
Okay.
You had stood up. You had stood up as soon as you woke up. She had let you up. You guys head out of the library. And sorry, I need to look at one thing. My bad. And then I will say, for the sake of brevity, the rest of the day passes without much issue. At this point, both Felix and Doran have headed off for their downtime little assignments that you guys did. And at this point, Theo, you find yourself more in a classroom with Dashgaram, and he is like sort of pacing the room a little bit. It's like, I don't know what to do with you.
I'm sorry.
I was more accusatory than I was. You know all of the basics. You organized the library.
I came up with a system.
You came up with an organizational system.
I think we should implement it on the continent.
Tell you what,
I think it'll
save
change things.
save the continent first, and we'll go from there.
Felix
Actually, we're
came up with-
changing the plot, and it's all about
This is
organizing
this.
libraries now.
Yeah, this is the new plot of this game, actually.
We've invented the theory of library science, and now we have a mission.
Yeah.
Actually, fuck the dragons. We've got
Actually.
more.
We need to ensure that knowledge is easily accessible.
Precisely.
Yes.
Dashgaram looks at you. He's like, I know how to teach people who don't know anything about dragons, but you know enough to be able to start studying much more advanced theorems.
Are you saying there are books that I haven't read that I could read?
There are hundreds, if not thousands, of books in that library that you probably haven't read.
This is true. I did organize it.
What do you wish to learn? What does it mean to be a worm speaker to you? What is your goal here?
Oh. My goal.
You said that becoming a worm speaker was the thing that you worked all your life towards. You are here, now, at the precipice. What does that mean to you? What is that? What are you to do beyond just becoming?
I want to bring the dragons back.
All right. Noble intention, certainly.
That's... There was a golden age, a time where dragons and mortals did work side by side. Sure, the chromatic dragons were still there, but if we can bring the metallic dragons, if we can bring that back, if we could bring...
It was never a golden age. It is remembered as such, certainly, by people too old to remember it, and those who can tell the story are dead. This world has been at war since it began, whether between dragons and mortals, mortals and mortals. Your goal is noble, Theo. More dragons in the world is something that I have dreamed of. But 4 words I want to bring back, 5 words I want to bring back dragons. It's much more difficult just to say. You know how the eggs choose. You have to find more. You have to hope that they have not turned to stone and calcified. There are 3 missing eggs that your mother also took. Bringing back the dragons is... It is noble, but it is... If that is all you are trying to be a worm speaker for, then this is not calling for you. A worm speaker is not just a dragon rider. They're not just a protector of the innocent. They're not just a hero, an icon. You walk in 2 different worlds now. You walk in the world of mortality, of petty squabbles, of kingdoms, of wars, of ever-changing governments and opinions, and the ever-ending grind of life. You have to worry about where your next meal comes from, where your money comes from. Will some petty noble or lord try to conquer you today? Will peace last? And you are the last worm speaker. You are an icon. You are a representative. You stand immortal in the pages of history as the first in almost 500 years. You will last far beyond anyone who you currently know now. You will outlive generations, and you must rise above the petty infighting and changing diatribes of one year to the other to be the thing that we are charged with, the protectors of this world. Sometimes that protection is not desired, but our job is to ensure that mortality is able to flourish. This isn't some weekend getaway
I know.
where you get to fly around with a dragon.
I know that. I didn't study all my life to just think that this was just a game.
You are now at the level of kings and generals, Theadosia. The words you speak will carry power down the ages in ways you will never be able to even fathom. Words you say today could be a rallying cry for a religious war 100 years from now. You exist outside of time, while you must remain within its confines and do the job you have been charged with. That is a worm speaker. Much more than what is written in your books and the histories that you study. You are a living, breathing actor upon the world stage as a whole.
I don't.
Are you scared?
I should be, right?
Yes. Fear is good. Fear means you're not a sociopath. It means you care about the weight of your decisions. It means you are afraid to make a mistake. That is good, Theodosia. That is good. But here is what is most important for you to remember. Fear is what will help you prevent making mistakes, but fear is the same thing that will stop you from acting. Most important thing you can learn to do as a worm speaker is learn when to listen to your fear, when not to. That is your first lesson.
Why did my father want to become a worm speaker?
He looks at you. He didn't. Oddly enough.
Why did he anyway?
I have never met a person, despite all of their indignancies, despite all of their protests, despite saying no 1,000 times. When you hold a baby dragon in your hands for the first time, and you know that they are yours, and your rider, that you are theirs, it becomes impossible to say no after that. Imagine for a moment I took Nori from you. What would you do?
I'd want to hurt you.
Exactly. It's not about whether or not he wanted to, or how he chose. When presented with the opportunity, his heart knew what it desired. I think you will too.
I hope so.
I believe in you. And I will say, for the sake of brevity, you spend the next 2-3 weeks just studying endlessly. You hone your knowledge on dragons from kind of like a master of trades into something of like more of like actual research. You have real knowledge at your fingertips. You learn anatomical things you didn't know before. You learn how to read wind patterns. You learn how to sense changes in air pressure. It's a lot of meteorology, ironically enough, learning how to fly on dragonback, but you're now working in 3-dimensional space, which you'd never done before. At some point, you are hooked up to, like, if you've ever seen those trampolines at like the mall or something, where like it's like the super bounce trampolines. They hook you up into like a little harness of that sort of thing, and you all practice. You practice staying aboard dragonback while being buffeted by winds and things. But at long last, about a month, 30 days after you had begun your training, everyone is called to the back of the Wormspeaker Fortress. Doran and Felix, you guys are kind of sitting there, like kind of out in a bright sunny day, sort of looking around. It's like, what the fuck's going on? Dashagaram walks out and is like, and he shouts up to you, Theo. And he's like, all right, Theo.
Oh boy.
If the biggest thing, do not bail out. It will be much worse if you do.
What is bailing out?
Don't fight every instinct you're going to have to let go and dive off the dragonback.
Won't I die if I jump off?
Exactly.
Okay.
You have never flown through the air for more than, I'm going to go 3 seconds. It's going to take that long for you to fall. It's going to feel incredibly foreign to you to be doing this. Trust Nori, trust your training, and trust your instincts. Except for the one that says let go. You understand?
Gotcha.
Excellent. All right. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to speak with your friends for a few minutes, just precautions just in case. And he's gonna lean down. He's gonna like sub. He's gonna unthaumaturgy his voice. It's like, all right. So I let all the students do this, but you guys aren't really students. But and he holds out a small hat. It's like, anyway, bet is always that they fuck it up the first time. Any takers?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it's going to go badly.
Right. Okay. Takes a bet for you. It's like, Doran, want in on the action?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, all right. He thinks she. It's like,
I'm wanted.
It's like he thinks she can do it. So if we lose, he wins. Anyway, and he throws 5 gold into the pouch. It's like, all right, Theo, we believe in you. And he holds up a thumbs up.
100%, girly.
I don't believe you.
All right, Theo.
Insight check. I don't believe them. Deception.
Too far away, Bestie.
You're way too high up.
I've never heard you speak smarter words.
Fuck.
All right, Theo, please roll me a animal handling check with advantage. And then a
And
Constitution.
not shitting your pants.
And then a
check.
Constitution saving throw.
Animal handling check with advantage. And Constitution saving throw.
To not shit your pants.
It's not shit my pants. I'm gonna get Theo's dice. I'm gonna get Theo's dice real quick because those ones like me. Where are they? Hold on one moment, folks, while
like,
I rummage through.
I'm just like Hannah.
Message from our sponsors.
Hannah's been so excited for like this whole campaign. It's like, I'm gonna be a dragon rider. I'm gonna be a dragon rider. I'm gonna be a dragon rider.
It's time for a dragon.
It's like here she is about to ride a dragon. It's like, oh, I'm so high up.
Well, I hope
It's
it's
so
helpful for you.
tall.
Where the fuck is my Theo dice? It's hiding. It doesn't want
kills
to
you.
help me.
If this kills you, I'll romance your replacement in your honor.
Thank you.
Hannah's replacement is a very horny bard or a very horny paladin because of a
Yeah,
meme
it's
I
very
sent
horny
her.
paladin.
It was a meme I saw the other day where it's like, technically, you can make a paladin who just their patron and their worship is the goddess of love. Therefore, they can be just as horny as
fertility.
Yeah, sorry, the god of fertility, thus allowing them to be just
Found
as
it.
horny as any bard.
I found it. She was in the bottom of the bag.
Okay. Well, you heard it here
All
first,
right,
folks.
animal
Theo's the bottom.
handling first with advantage.
Hannah didn't even catch the joke.
No, she did.
What?
She's too scared.
Sorry, I'm
I
too
said-
scared.
You said found Theo's dice at the bottom. It's like, well, you heard it here first, folks. Theo's the bottom confirmed.
Theo is a switch.
Theo right now is bottoming for her dragon.
Please don't. No, no.
Uh,
Nori's baby.
animal handling.
Okay, animal handling is 14.
14. Okay. And then Constitution saving throw.
Mm. 15.
Okay.
The vertigo doesn't make you throw up.
It depends on what the check is.
Yeah. All right.
Fuck.
You feel you watch as Nori spreads her wings as you guys are sitting on this perch, and it's same energy that Toothless had when it's Hiccup and Astrid on the back, just kind of like just sitting there, just waiting for the moments of like the coiled spring is waiting for its moment to release. And you kind of like, you feel like, and you hear Nori momentarily inside your head. It's like, are you ready for the most fun you're ever gonna have?
Yes.
Good. And you feel this like coiled spring. You feel this coiled spring release, and it begins, and you plummet about 250 feet down in about 3 seconds. You feel yourself almost, and like you feel your hands start to loosen their grip momentarily, but then it's like, wait a minute, remember, like the training kicks in. Grip, you grip, tighten your legs, like wrap yourself around their neck, and just like, and eventually you hear like it takes a couple seconds, but it catches up to you. You hear that's like, oh, you're screaming. Like you're screaming like you're on a roller coaster, and then finally there's like, you hear that snap and then whoosh of her wings opening, and then you feel just a breeze through your hair. You open your eyes and you find yourself circling about 150, 200 feet up above the field where you are, just circling, flying in the air. You feel the wind buffet you. You watch as Nori's wings occasionally just flap to keep you airborne, and there's a moment of just fear. Just like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh my god.
And
Oh my
just-
god. Oh my
and
god.
and there's for the first moment in your life, you truly understand what the word freedom means.
For
just
the first time in forever.
The realization that on like you and Nori, the world melts away. You could be You could be anywhere, you could do anything. There is not a person, a place, there's not a weapon in this world that if you flew high enough and you watch, like Nori almost kind of like senses, Nori kind of almost senses your thoughts a little bit as like her wings buffet a little bit, and you find yourself lifting higher and higher and higher into the clouds until finally you're surrounded by nothing but a vast white expanse. You're completely alone. There's no one there. There's nothing but silence. And for the first time, probably in your entire life, you have complete quiet. And you hear Nori's voice kind of quiet in your mind. We get to do this whenever we want. There's no one else. We're the only ones.
Now.
Yeah. Everybody else gotta feel this. Ooh, ooh. Should we scare him?
Let's.
Okay. And you guys like are craning your necks up, trying like looking around. It's just like, where the fuck did they go? And like even Dash Garum is like sort of pacing a little bit. It's just like, Doran, you just kind of like, you're like looking up and then you just like hold your hand out for your winnings. And he's just like, he hands you a sack. It's like, add 10 gold to your to your pouch.
Yeah. I honestly wasn't even betting anything. I was just like, how dare you bet on one of our like
Our companions.
failure? Like,
Should I remove
Friendship.
5 gold for that?
Remove 5 gold. And then out of nowhere, like a bolt of lightning, you watch as the clouds, like have you ever seen a fighter jet like burst through cloud cover? How you watch like it like circles behind it because of the engine, like it forms like those 2 halos. You watch as like a cloud sort of like separates in the same way, but instead of 2 halos, you see like jagged cuts as it's dragon wings that have dove through it. And you watch diving towards you guys like a missile out of the sky is this bright blue and purple flash. You can see Theo on her back with her hand outstretched, pointed downward as they charge downward. And then just as they're probably about 50 or so feet above you, you guys, like just in flinching range, you watch as again, boom, like a sonic boom in front of you as the wings snap out. You're all buffeted by a rush of wind as Nori sets herself down on the ground. Theo climbs off of her. Her hair is wild, windswept, and unkempt. And she stands there smiling, and Dashgarm's like turns to both Doran and Felix.
Behold, the last worm speaker, Theadosia Lacour.
Golf clapping.
And a small clap goes up, and you kind of realize, and then the two of you who were kind of like in your own world for a second, both you and Nori, Theo, it's just, and you feel for the first time, I think, since you arrived here, since all the deaths you've experienced, all the hardship, all the trials, but probably the first time since Finn, you feel a step of confidence, a little bit of courage in your spine, and you know that you can face whatever may come next. You have a dragon by your side, you have companions to back you up, and you are, for now, the last worm speaker. And that is where we will end our episode for today. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Dances with Dice. Please follow us on all of our social media channels at Dances with Dice. When you use the hashtag DWDcast or DWDart, we will use you as named NPCs in the show. Thank you all so much for joining us. Join us every single Tuesday for a new episode of Dances with Dice.